22? It's 22.
Some episodes.
It's 22, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's 22.
Wow.
Just confirm it. It's 22. But
セイバーとつながってるから、セイバーの治癒能力がついてきているんじゃない？
それで一体何があったのですか？
oh my
Oh.
god. Maybe they have a deep connection.
「なるほど。では、アーチャーはキャスターを見逃したのですか？」
はあ、見逃したさ。あいつは最低だ。いくら勝つためでも、キャスターみたいなやつを利用するだなんて。セイバー、なんでそこで笑うんだよ。
いいえ、シローが人の悪口を言うなんて珍しいと思いまして。まだ数日ほどしかシローを見ていませんが、あなたはそんな風に陰口を言う人ではないと分かっていましたから。
けどしょうがないだろう。アーチャーはそれだけのことを言ったんだ。あいつは何より相棒の遠坂をバカにしたんだぞ。
そうですね。ですがシロー、一つ尋ねますが、シローはアーチャーの裏切りが許せないのですか？どうもあなたは彼に切りつけられたことを怒っているようには見えない。
それは違う。あいつは俺を裏切ったわけじゃない。初めからあいつとは何も約束していなかった。だからアーチャーが俺を襲ってもそれはありなんだと思う。
それはそうですが、まったくシローは不思議ですね。結論から言うと、私もシローと同じです。キャスターは放置できませんが、アーチャーは非道ではないのでしょう。
ちょっと待て。人の話のどこら辺を聞いてたんだよ、セイバー。
すべてです。それを踏まえた上で、私もシローと同意見だと言っています。加えて、彼の嫌疑は清流でした。心によこしまなものがないのでしょう。
何言ってんだ。あいつの件なんて大したことない。不意打ちしたくせに俺一人殺し損ねたんだぞ。
ええ。ですからシローも筋がいいのです。長く鍛えればアーチャーに届く技量になりましょう。
セイバー、俺筋がいいって言ったな。
I was thinking about it.
長ずれば良い使い手となるでしょう。
決めた。
I think
なら傷が治り次第剣を教えてくれ。
I think anyone can be a good fighter if they train a lot. Okay.
今までみたいな生き残るための鍛錬じゃなくて、戦う方法を教えてほしい。
あ、はい。シローがそういうのでしたら構いませんが。
We need more victims in order to reduce the number of victims. I like this phrase. Yeah, I like this. Okay. Strength. Yeah, okay. She doesn't need to have strength, so okay. I don't think her noble phantasm is a C. I don't know. It depends on the occasion. Holy shit! I forgot my English. Okay.
あれ
Okay. Yes.
夢だよな。機会があったら遠坂に聞いてみるか。と、それより朝飯の支度をしないと。
I mean Sakura.
ん修行不足だ。朝飯にしよう、朝飯。
それじゃ先に行くけど、一人だからって遅刻してダメよ。
はいはい。藤姉こそ朝のお勤め頑張。
ありがとね。シロ、朝ごはん美味しかったよ。
さて。はあ。いや汗かいた。けどセイバー、今朝はどうしたんだ？なんか昨日に比べて厳しさを感じなかったけど。
そのようなことはありません。私は昨日と同じように打ち合いました。それを軽く感じたのはシロの技量が上がっているからです。
技量が上がってるって俺の？それは
驚きました。シロの技量は昨日とは別人です。
そうかな。いや、そんなことはないだろう。単にセイバーの調子が悪かっただけだ。昨日の今日で腕前が上がったりしたら市販代は商売上がったりじゃないか。
それは同感ですが、そうですね。具体的に言うと型に無駄がなくなりました。
型に無駄がなくなった。単にあいつの真似をしただけなんだけど。
やはりそうでしたか。私に指示すると言っておいてアーチャーの剣筋を手本にしたわけですね、シローは。
うわ、やっぱりわかるのか、そういうの。
当然です。 もともと四郎には基本となる型がありませんでしたから。それに筋が一つ通れば誰が見てもわかります。
いや、セイバーをないがしろにしたわけじゃないんだ。ただ昨日はずっとあいつといたから頭にこびりついたっていうか。
いいえ、私に断らずとも結構です。四郎が強くなる分には私も文句はありませんから。
It's cute. It's cute.
だからすまなかったって。それにな、セイバーを手本にするって言っても俺にはセイバーがどうやって反撃してくるのか見えないんだぞ。体格も違うし手本にするのは無理があるだろ
う。なかなかに正論です。では私はあくまであなたの練習相手ということですね。
いい。この件について追求するのはやめよう。とにかく少しは俺だって戦えるようになったってのは確かなんだから。
何を言うのです。確かに四郎の技量は上がりましたが、それはあくまで最低限戦えると。私やアーチャー、バーサーカーと向き合えるものではないのですから、間違っても単独で戦闘など挑まないでください。
よ、お疲れ。なんか知らねえけどタイガー怒ってたぜ。
そうか。今日の授業英語があったっけ？うん。おはようございます、先生。
遅刻かエミヤ。今日の授業は試験範囲を確認したものだ。後で友人にきちんと聞いておくように。
はい。どうも遅れてすいません。おはよ
う。やあ、随分と遅い到着だね。
シンジ、どうしたんだよ。お前どっか変だぞ。寝不足か？シンジ、お前まさか襲われたのか？バカ、だから言っただろう。戦わないんなら家で身を守っているべきだって。
Okay, so I'm gonna pause the video right quick and I'll be back. Okay, so we have been there's been a long time since the last like batch of technical problems that have attacked this this series. I just found out that for the last 19 minutes, my microphone was not turned on for in OBS. Thankfully, unlike episode 4, I found out about this only 19 minutes after starting the recording and not 2 hours. So hopefully everything will return to normal. And hopefully it's not going to be too much of a hassle for people trying to catch up.
It's not that bad.
It's not going to be that bad. I hope so. I hope so.
うるさいな。
I don't like where this is going. Every time we meet Shinji at school, I have that sour taste of blood for it in my mouth, you know what I mean? like writers just getting ready to do something real bad.
シンジ
Yep. Yeah.
何
XLIV.
それとも遠坂と仲良くやっていい気になってんの？勘違いするなよな。遠坂と手を組んだところでお前が強いってわけじゃない。強いサーバーと手に入れて嬉しいのはわかるけどさ、思い上がるのはみっともないよ。
Shinji glares at me. It doesn't seem like he has much composure.
まあいい。君が来てくれてよかったよ。ほら、エミヤが来ないんじゃさ。
I don't like how that sounds. That must be all he wanted to say as Shinji goes back to his seat chuckling. That's not a good sign, guys, I don't think. The classroom gets loud once it's lunchtime.
一世のやつもう出て行きやがった
He must have gone to the student council room again because of his lack of sleep thing. I made lunch today, so I would like to avoid eating it in the classroom. And the guys in the classroom are making a commotion.
おいどうした
I call out to them. The guys that are secretly talking look at me with suspicious eyes.
何かあったではござらん。
Sus.
教室の外を見てみるがよい。
Even.
ただ
Goto must have watched some strange TV program last night. Then, outside the classroom in the hallway is a person that's acting more suspiciously than Goto and the others. Oh no, Tulsa.
二重の遠坂だよな。うちのクラスに何か言おうかな。
間違いござらん。先ほどから盗み見ていたが、あちらも同様の草っぷり。さりげなく
7
しかし確か
times.
に我らが教室を覗いておる。ドアの前を通り過ぎるのも7回目。いや、今ので8回目よ。
I fucking love Tosaka. She's
だよな
amazing.
こうなると偶然じゃねえ。つうかさ、なんか目つき悪くねえか？遠坂さんもっとこう普段は涼しげな顔してない？
I love she's so unable to do normal social interaction that she has to open the door 8 times before coming to simply talk to Emiya.
お前もそう思う。こう通りがかるたびに目尻が上がってんだよな。近寄りがたくなってく一方だ。ありゃイライラしてるね。なんか気に食わないことでもあったんかな。
待ち人来たらずというより、待ち人気づかずというところ。こう、誕生日にこっそりプレゼントを仕掛けておいたのに、送られたやつは1年経っても気づかないんで、もうブチ切れ寸前。
後藤ってさ、時々すごい表現するよな。的確すぎ。何？お前、前世は軍師か何か？
The guys are saying whatever they want. I timidly look out into the hallway again, and there she is. The fox woman. She's pissed. I don't know what she's mad about, but I think Goto-kun is right. Well, what should I do? We have a choice, guys. What should we do? Okay, good.
What is... Oh.
And Unlimited just kind of died. That's that's not good.
Blah.
I think this falls onto you then, my friend. The most difficult choice you will ever have to make.
The most difficult choice of all. Okay, I really want to play dumb, but just to see Reen's reaction, but this is a hard choice.
It is.
Oh god, I hate us.
You should direct your hatred to Unlimited that left you behind to make this choice by yourself.
I will. So, I think she's after she'll go out there.
Give up and go out there?
Yeah.
Alright. Sounds solid. Tosaka must want to talk to me, but I'm curious why she's acting that way. Considering Tosaka, she would drag me out as if she has business with me. So why is she acting like an ordinary schoolgirl?
放っておきたいけど、そうはいかないよな。何より後が怖い。
I get up with my lunchbox. I prepare myself for the questioning I'll get from Goto-kun and the others after I get back. Yeah, I don't know, this feels like a...
遠坂、何してんだよ、こんなところで。
What the fuck, man? A hot woman insists upon seeing you, and your immediate response is, what the fuck are you doing here?
Why are you even complaining?
I know!
何って散歩に決まってるじゃない。お昼なんだから昼食をとるのは当然でしょ。
She's so socially awkward, Jesus Christ. Tosaka's acting too suspicious. She's restless and doesn't want to look me in the eyes. Man, what the fuck? Shiro, what the hell?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
I don't know who's worse.
I wave her goodbye and turn around.
ちょっと待ちなさい。あんたわざとやってるでしょ。
I turn around.
何があったか知らないが、そんなんじゃわからない。言いたいことがあるんならはっきり言えよ。
Why do you do this? But Tosaka's looking at me hesitantly. Huh, could it be?
忘れたのか。本当はやらないけど、サンドイッチ代くらいでいいなら貸してやるぞ。
Oh my god! Why are you being such an asshole?
なわけないでしょ、このアンポンタン。
Tosaka barks out. The hallway goes quiet. After a few seconds, everything resumes as if nothing has happened. I see. Everyone protected their reality by ignoring what happened. There's no way that the perfect, beautiful honor student, the school idol Tosaka-rin, would scream out the word idiot in the hallway. Therefore, what happened in the past minute was completely erased from their memory. I envy them. I want to amend my memory from about 4 days ago. Oh no. What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
そのお昼ご飯なんでしょ。それだったらついてくる。生徒会室よりずっといい場所知ってるんだから。
Tosaka says so while looking at me from time to time. Oh, she just wants to talk to me because she wants to have a strategic meeting. Wait, this is a better place? The rooftop is mercilessly cold. The rooftop would be filled with students enjoying the wind and the scenery during the summer, but it's completely isolated during the winter. Yeah, why the fuck do you think this isn't a better place? There's nobody here. I say it one more time. It's an honest opinion as well as an objection made to the person next to me.
何よ、男の子でしょ。これぐらい我慢しなさい。
Yeah, tell him, Tosaka. My objection is dismissed in a flash.
エミヤ君、こっち。ここなら風も来ないし、人目にもつかないわ。
She must not intend to look at me as she moves in a hurry. I eat my lunch. She must have called me for... Oh, sorry. She must have called for me since she wanted to talk to me, but she doesn't say anything at all. And when I take a peek at her, she's looking at me as if she wants to say something. I keep eating my lunch. I won't be able to keep my sanity unless I do so. I don't care that it's cold or there's no conversation. It's just that this is really troubling. There are limited places to get away from the wind, so inevitably Tosaka is eating her bread right next to me. We're so close that our shoulders would touch if I moved a bit. Doesn't this look like we're eating lunch together? I try hard to keep my face from blushing. Damn. Why didn't I realize it when she invited me into the hallway? It's only natural that I won't calm down. The person next to me is a girl I admired, even though she's my ally now. I can't say this no matter what, since Tosaka would just laugh it off, but I really wish she'd be more considerate. My chopsticks hit the bottom of the lunchbox. I'm done eating. I can't help it, so I start cleaning up. Tosaka must have already finished eating as she is watching me awkwardly. Damn. Lunch break will be over in a few minutes. I guess I'll have to ask her what we'll do after school today. We speak at the same time. And on top of that, our eyes meet for the first time today.
いや別にない遠坂こそ
話があるなら先にどうぞ。
Jesus.
This is so cute. Oh my god. We talk at the same time again. And avert our eyes from embarrassment. And silence follows. The end of lunch break is nearing, and I'm relieved and disappointed that we might have to go now. Then,
その昨日の夜はごめん。
Tosaka murmurs in an apologetic tone.
だから昨日のことをあーちゃんにはレイジを使っといたからそんなんで今さら済まされないけどごめん。
My thought process stops. What happened last night? Archer tried to kill me, and Tosaka says she used a command spell on him.
遠坂それはつまり
ええ、協力関係にある限り絶対にエミヤ君を襲うなってレイジュで命令したわ。だから今後は昨日みたいなことは起きないから。
That's really wonderful, actually. That helps me out. And it's a significant, I think it's important to kind of highlight this. It's a significant sacrifice. Tosaka only has one command spell now, right? And she was considerate enough, or perhaps, honorable enough to spend one of those on us.
And she ruled out the possibility of ordering her servant. Of attacking us with her servant.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't.
She's demonstrating that she's not using us as cheap target practice, right? She is really trying to cooperate. She's not going to just backstab us randomly. And it also proves that Archer did what he did without her consent or knowledge, right? So it does clean her hands of whatever
But now,
indictment could be made against her.
But now she's kind of screwed, because she cannot attack us. So yeah, it'll be difficult for her to win this whole Grail war.
Definitely. She's in a tough spot.
Yeah.
It does, but she used one of her only 3 command spells on such a thing.
そうかけどそれは遠坂が謝ることじゃないだろう。あれはあいつが勝手にやったことだ。遠坂だってあいつが何をしていたのか知らないんだろ
う。うん。けどだからって無関係じゃない。昨日のことはあいつに自由行動させた私の責任よ。
She says so with a downcast look. The gesture is unlike Tosaka. I like that fact less than the fact that Archer attacked me.
わかった。遠坂がそう言うんならそういうことにする。けどよくアーチャーが話したな。俺を襲ったことなんてあいつが遠坂に報告するとは思えない。
そうね。けど自分のサーバントが傷を負って帰ってきて、しかも魔力が空っぽなら何かあったって思うでしょ。
Yeah, I wonder what the hell was going on in Archer's head when he decided to do all this, right? There's no way Tosaka would know. And I don't think he would have thought that this whole plan was worth anything. It's kind of weird. Unless you know something that we don't, right?
Perhaps Archer is more emotional than like to admit.
Yeah. Maybe behind the whole cynical asshole vibe is someone that has a little less control than he likes to admit.
Yeah, he's more of a madman.
Yeah. By the way, your mic is a little unstable. It's cutting off.
Oh.
So.
I'll try to solve it.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
あいつ隠し事はするけど嘘はつかないから。何をしてきたのか尋ねたらあっさり白状しやがったわ。
It's a weird quality for someone so heartless. She must be getting mad as she's recalling it.
お、調子が戻ってきたな。よかった。そうでなくちゃ遠坂じゃない。
ちょっとそれどういう意味よ。
いいから。それでアーチャーは？
家に置いてきた。なんか昨日から様子がおかしいし。昨日の今日でエミヤ君に合わせるのもあれでしょ。
That's very considerate, but that's also very dangerous. It's not like she can just summon him away with the command spell, because that would break her contract. So she's really making a gamble here. At least she's doing it out of consideration and compassion for Emiya. True, I don't want to see him either. I'm sure we'll just insult each other as if we see each other again.
そっか。けど、遠坂、あいつが俺を襲った理由は何だったんだ？
それが敵は少ない方がいい。エミヤ君はどうでもいいけど、セイバーは後々厄介になるから、今のうちに潰しておくべきだとかなんとか。
Which is strategically sound, but also a real big dick move.
昨日みたいに簡単に他のマスターに操られると迷惑だから、ここで切り捨てた方がいいって判断したんだって。
Damn, I can't object to that. I'm certainly a bother as I almost fell for Caster Strap. Must have determined that I'm a burden the instant Caster controlled me.
納得いった。それじゃ、この話はこれで終わりにしよう。俺だって悪いところはあったし、そもそもあいつがいなかったら今頃どうなってたかわからない。ほら、アイコってことで帳消しじゃないか。遠坂がそう気に病むことはないぞ。
No, they do not.
They absolutely
そう言って
don't.
くれると助かるけど。
She looks away awkwardly. She must not be able to agree easily because of her strong sense of responsibility.
ちょうどよくチャイムが鳴ったな。
One sec. And we're back after a period of reflection on the fine things in life. The bell rings to tell us that lunch break is over. I couldn't tell how my lunch tasted, but this was fun in its own way.
中に戻ろう。5次元目、遅れるぞ。
I get up and head to the door. But Tosaka's still sitting down.
遠坂、チャイム鳴ったんだが。
She doesn't answer, but looks at me as if she wants to say something.
少し付き合いなさいよ。一つぐらいサボっても平気でしょ。
Is that a date?
Ah, then she says something that an honor student would never say. We're skipping Taiga's class, by the way. So it might be dangerous. The bell rings to signal the start of the 5th period. But what are we doing drinking hot coffee here like this? By the way, I went and bought the coffee in a flash.
授業開始まで5分あるでしょ。1階の購買からここまで5分もあれば十分じゃないかしら。
It's because of the demonic request made by Tosaka.
それで、エミヤ君はどうなの？
ああ、魔術を習い始めた頃か。確かそんなもんだよ。2年近く親父に無理を言って、ようやく教えてもらえたんだ。
Based.
じゃあ足掛け8年か。エミヤ君のお父さんも随分と半端なことするのね。どうせ教えるんなら生まれた時から手を加えればよかったのに。8年前って言えばもう二次成長期後でしょ。そんなに大きくなったら刻印を刻むこともできないし、体もいじれないじゃない。
Tosaka says dangerous things with a serious face. Well, I know this is the part of her that is a magus.
まあな。前にも言ったけど、親父は俺に魔術を教えるつもりはなかったんだ。だからそういう遠坂みたいにちゃんとした手順は踏まなかったんだよ。
And as we learned in the Fate route, he in fact actively attempted to sabotage our ability to use magic so that we would be disencouraged from doing it.
というか、
Or discouraged,
生ま
I
れ
should
た
say.
時から手を加えるって何さ。
言葉通りの意味よ。歴史が古くなればなるほど、その家系の魔術刻印は大きくなる。魔術刻印は形になった魔術回路だから、ほんの少し体に刻むだけで人間の体が拒否反応を起こしてものすごく痛むのよ。で、それを少しでも和らげるために子供の頃から少しずつ移植していくってわけ。ついでに中身も無理が効くようににっかい薬草やら怪しげな骨を砕いた粉とか飲み続けて体に耐性を作っておくの。 ま
I
あ
love the
魔
ring
術
face.
使いであ
Oh,
るエミヤ君には関係
Yeah,
ない
that
話だ
that
から
face is
あんま
amazing.
り気にする必要はないわ。今から無理して真似されても困るし。
言われなくてもそんな気はないよ。けど遠坂は大丈夫なのか。なんか聞くだけで痛々しいんだ
Yeah,
が。
man, the life of Magus ain't easy. Can't put it into words properly. I don't know what you would call a normal Magus teacher, but I felt a pressure when I went to Tosaka's house. A family that passes on a long history. Children that have the duty to succeed from the time they're born, secluded from the normal world, disregarding their will. I bite my lip, trying irresponsibly to think how long and heavy it is.
そういう心配なんてしてるんだ。
なんだよその意味ありげな顔は。別に俺心配なんてしてないからな。
当然よ。心配なんてされる覚えはないもの。私は好きでやってきたんだから、そこに後悔なんてないしね。
Oh yeah, but
そのあた
sometimes
り
the
エミヤ君も同じなんじゃない？
sometimes the decisions we make aren't the best informed, right? And they don't have effects that are exactly fun,
なんでそこに俺
as
が
we
出てく
well
る
know
の？
by Shido's example. Wait, the same? Me and Tosaka?
まったく本当に自分のことはわからないのね。確かに私の修行は大変だったわ。けど逃げ出したいなんて思ったことはなかった。
それはそうだけど、俺は遠坂ほどきついことは要求されなかったし。
Well, never asked by someone else, but Shido does impose all kinds of crazy objectives on himself, right? So he really does push himself as hard as, or maybe even harder than Tosaka.
バカ言わないでよ。9年間まっとうに育っておいて、それから魔術を習うなんて正気じゃないわ。
Point in
エミヤ君の日課がどんなものかは知ら
case
な
in
いけ
point,
ど
I should say.
それよっぽど危険な鍛錬なはずよ。失敗したら命がないっていうぐらいギリギリのライン。
Wait, one sec. I need to pause and I'll be back. We're back.
いや、それは俺が未熟なだけであって、本来ならそういう危険なものじゃないんだ。
そうね。私だってあなたと比べることはできないもの。魔術の鍛錬なんてね、結局はそういうものよ。唯一共通なのは命を計りにかけてるってこと。計りには個人差があるけど、要はその計りをどれほど傾けられるかでしょ。その点で言えば、あなたは私なんかよりずっと厳しい。私、死ぬような鍛錬なんてしたことないもの。そもそも失敗することがないし。
うわ、言い切ったな、今。
She casually says something just hurts me. In other words, she said that she doesn't understand how we feel when we fail.
ほら、そこすねない。今の褒めたんだから。
テストでいつも100点取ってるやつに、今回はよくできましたなんて褒められても
Hey
嬉しくない。
man, it's valid praise.
今回はなんて言ってないわよ。要するにね、確かに教えは厳しかったけど辛くはなかったってこと。だから逃げ出さなかったし、今もずっと続けている。
Tosaka said it was hard, but not harsh. I think she's right. I didn't feel that my training was harsh nor severe. No, I didn't have any composure to think about such a thing. I just wanted to learn magic, to catch up to Kiritsugu. I wanted to be like Kiritsugu one day. I kept training to be the superhero that Kiritsugu couldn't be. Come to think of it, most of my memories are about training in the shed, but I've never regretted it. I've always believed that it's the most important thing for me.
そうか。言われてみればそうだな。俺もそれなりにやってきたってことか。
I think we just found another technical problem. God damn it, wait.
Tell them this is Fate Stay Out.
This is Fate Stay Out, definitely. Wait, give me a sec. Okay, so second technical problem. This one might be a little more severe. It turns out that the screen was set up in a weird kind of way where the video was slightly out of was slightly out of scale. It was also all the way to the left of the screen. I think I fixed it now. It's centered and it looks like it fits.
Why does this happen?
I have no fucking idea. I don't know what the hell's going on. But maybe it... I don't think it had to do with... I mean, I haven't recorded anything else. I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna think too hard about it. Solved now, that's all that matters.
エミヤ君は独学でここまで来たんだから、もっと自信を持ちなさい。
Tosaka tells me to be proud. I'm a bit embarrassed. It's more embarrassing if she's getting happy about it as if it's her own accomplishment.
さて、話がまとまったところで少しは真面目な話をしよっか。協力者としてお互いの特技は知っておかないとね。
特技？ああ、使える魔術のことか。そんなの今更だろう。遠坂は俺の魔術を知ってるじゃないか。
ええ、エミヤ君の魔術は強化だっけ？珍しいとまでは言わないけど、メインに据えてる魔術師はそう多くないじゃない？それが不思議だったのよ。あなた、どうして強化にこだわるわけ？
Because it's the only thing he knows how to do.
いや、単にそれしか使えないんだよ。いろいろ試したけど、強化ぐらいしかできなかった。
The rest is making basic stuff like blueprint and such. This isn't something we have to talk about now.
そう。私のところは転換かな。力の蓄積、流動、変化ってところ。そのあたりを基本にして有名どころの魔術は抑えてある。結界作りも教室ぐらいの広さなら形だけは整えられるわ。
Conversion of power. That's the most basic and the most all around. In other words, she can put magical energy into any container and transform it. She's a bit of an alchemist, as it were. Although in the Nasuverse, alchemy is different from this.
前にエミヤ君、私に教えてくれたでしょ。なのに私だけ隠してるのはフェアじゃないから。
Okay.
Saying so, Tosaka holds out her left
この前見
arm.
せたけど、これが私の魔術刻印。遠坂の家に伝わるのは転換の技法でね。自分でも他人でもともかく力を移し替えたりするのが得意なわけ。普通魔力っていうのは体外に出すと消えるでしょ。魔力だけで神秘は起こせない。外に出して魔力が消えてしまう前に魔力によって魔術っていう式を発動させる。だから魔術にしていない純粋な魔力は移し替えるのが難しいんだけど。
She stops there and takes out a small rock out of her pocket. Is it a jewel? The transparent polyhedron reminds me of a
例
kaleidoscope.
外として私は他のものに自分の魔力を蓄積できる。いいえ、自分の魔力だけじゃなくて他の術者の魔力だって保存できるし、難しいけど移し替えられるのは魔力だけじゃないわ。で、その保存場所に一番相性がいいのが宝石なの。宝石が想念をためやすい場、流れをとどめる牢獄ってことは知ってるでしょ。加えてずっと地中で眠っていた鉱石には強い自然霊が宿っている。そういった宝石や魔力を込めるだけで簡易的な魔術刻印になるのよ。まあ宝石である以上、一度でも込められた魔力を解放すれば壊れちゃうんだけど。
Tosaka shrugs and puts away the jewel.
なんだ、もったいない話だな。一度使ったら壊れるってなくなるってことだろ。宝石なんて高いもの、その度に補充するのか。
そうなのよ。おかげでうちは年中金欠でさ。遠坂の魔術師は後継ぎになったらまずお金を稼ぐところから。
そうか。うん。問題ってのは人それぞれなんだな、遠坂。
She looks away as if she said too much. Now we know Tosaka's greatest weakness. She's poor. Yeah. I think so every time I see her, but I think Tosaka is rather foolish. Yeah, imagine being poor. The 5th period is about to end. Tosaka's explanation has ended, so I decide to ask her about another Magus, about Shinji.
なあ、遠坂。シンジの家、 マトの家が魔術師の家系だって言うんだけど、知ってたか？
ええ、知ってたわ。けどマト家はここ数十年で衰退したって父さんが言ってた。今のマト家には魔術師としての血脈はないって。それは本当。だからシンジがマスターになったって聞いて驚いたけど。
I see, so she did know, huh? That's to be expected because she supervises this land and knows about all the magi with a history that live here. So she should know that Shinji's a master. Wait, hold on.
大阪、シンジがマスターだって知ってたのか？
ごめんごめん。私も今朝知ったのよ。シンジがマスターになるわけないって鷹をくくってたのが裏目に出たみたい。
Tosaka says so as if it's nothing. That's strange. She's looking for the third master at our school, but it seems like she's not considering Shinji to be a problem at all.
大阪、シンジはそのマスターなんだろ？
ええ、けど別にどうってことないでしょ。シンジ自身に魔力はないんだし、そう大それたことはできないわ。私たちの敵は学校に潜んでいるマスターだもの。シンジはマスターとしての気配もないし、私たちが探している相手とは別物よ。
じゃあ学校にはすごい4人のマスターがいるってこと？
I don't think so, Tosek.
そうなるんじゃない？まあ、シンジにはおとなしくしておけって言ったから邪魔されることはないでしょうけど。
Yeah, I don't know about that. She makes another worrisome statement. No, first of all, how did Tosaka find out Shinji's a master?
大阪、ちょっと今朝の話を詳しく聞かせてく
Forget
れ。
about it. I read it wrong. I read that Tosek thought that Shinji was not a
詳
master.
しくも何もシンジの方から話しかけてきたのよ。僕もマスターになったから2人で手を組まないかって。
There you go. I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this, but I can't stop her here.
続き、その続きはどうした？
続きも何も当然断ったわ。だっていうのにあいつしつこく食い下がってくるんだもの。ついシローがいるから
Fucking shit.
マト君は言わないって言っちゃった。
Yeah, no, she fucked up. Tosaka laughs as if it's a funny story. That must be why Shinji was acting strange today, but
それで遠坂はどうするんだ？シンジを放っておくのか？学校の結界ってシンジが張ってるんだろ？
Tosaka freezes. I thought so. She didn't know Shinji made the boundary field, huh?
違うんだ遠坂。確かにシンジは魔術師じゃない。けどあの結界はシンジが張ったものだ。きっとキャスターみたいにサーバントの方が魔術に長けているんじゃないか。
Tosaka grows
遠
pale.
坂、お前気づいてなかったのか？
おう、あの結界がサーバントによるものだって気がついてたけど。
She couldn't make the connection to Shinji, huh? I recall how Tosaka was acting until now. I bet Tosaka was so worried about what happened last night that she couldn't think about Shinji. It must be the biggest mistake she's made in her life.
まずい。下手したらシンジのやつ。
She gets up instantly and glares at the exit. At that instant,
Holy shit. It's the day.
we fucked up, guys. The disorder
you're
is
dead.
revealed,
What a
As it was-
coincidence.
as if it was carefully timed.
結界
The sky is tinted red. My body is numbed just by breathing in the red air surrounding the school. It doesn't affect magi that can create magical energy inside their bodies, but people with scarce magical energy will faint just by breathing it in, and should eventually die.
遠坂、
分かってる。急ぐわよ、シロ。
The school is red all around. The hallway is red like blood. The air is red like blood. The thick air sticking to my skin makes me hallucinate that this might just be a bad dream. Breath filled with hatred escapes my closed mouth. I pour reasoning out till my confused and heated brain is coolant, and I try to grasp the situation. I run into the classroom, the one nearest to the stairs. Tosaka stops for a second, hesitant to enter this disastrous scene, and I understand how she feels. I don't want to encounter such a thing
息
either.
はある。まだ間に合わないわけじゃない。
I go near a student and check his pulse and breathing. There's no conscious person in this classroom. Everybody, including the students at their desks and the teacher up front, are down on the floor now. Most of the students are unconscious, convulsing, foaming at the mouth like it's a bad joke. The few students have other things happening to them. Their skin is melting. The human skin is slowly melting like mud sliding off of plaster. The way the melting skin drips onto the floor makes me picture a giant stomach. Tosaka is astonished by the horrific scene. There's no time to think. To resolve the situation as fast as we can, I should have a choice. Remember, we're kind of in a dodgy position here because Tosaka does not have access to Archer, and we have to use a command spell to call for Saber because she's far away, right?
You already don't give... Okay. I'll go with the second one.
Okay, one for command spell.
I will go with command spell as well.
Okay, 2 for command spell. That's the best choice we have. If Shinji's servant created this boundary field, all I need to do is call for Saber.
Tosaka, Saber を呼ぶ。レイジの使い方を教えてくれ。
ちょっと待って。セイバーを呼ぶなら私も。
Don't fucking do it.
トサカは昨日レイジを使ったんだろう。なら次は俺の番だ。セイバーを呼んでどうにもならないなら、その時はアーチャーを呼べばいい。それでレイジの使い方は？
左手に意識を固めて。目はつむった方がいい。頭の中で自分のレイジの形をイメージして、スルッと紐解くだけでいいわ。
I close my eyes. I can't take my time. I eliminate any thoughts in my head as quickly as I can. Concentrate on my second command spell.
Oh, that's good.
And I release the command spell without any hesitation. My hand burns. At the same time, I feel an unnatural heaviness right beside me, and a knight in silver emerges from the heavy void.
Saber!
召喚に応じ参上しました。マスター、状況
Now
は
she's fucking.
レイジを使うほどのことなのですね。
Oh,
見ての通
definitely.
りだ。サーバントに結界を張られた。1秒でも早くこいつを消去したい。
承知しました。確かにこのフロアにサーバントの気配を感じます。
このフロア、4階にいるっていうの？サーバントが。
Shit.
間違いありません。
It's gonna be round 2,
それ
boys.
が何か。
おお、セイバーの感知なら確かだろうけど、それはおかしいのよ。結界の起点は1階から感じられる。サーバントの気配を感知するのはサーバントであるセイバーのが優れてるでしょうけど、こと魔術の功績に関しては私だって負けてない。
サーバントはこの階にいるのに結界を張っているのは1階だってことか。
断定はできないけど、私はそう感じてるわ。この結界の起点は1階にあるんだって。
So there are 2 alternatives, huh? If Shinji arranged for his servant to come to the floor, to this floor, one has to be a trap. Everyone in the school will pay the price if I make the wrong choice.
リン、アーチャーはどうしたのです？彼がいるのなら、もう少し確かな判別ができる。
He ain't.
それがあいつ、呼んでも答えないの。この結界、完全に内と外を遮断してる。レイジを使うか、あいつがこっちの異常を感知して駆けつけてくる
And
以
she
外ないわ。
definitely cannot do that because she only has one left. Tosaka and Saber glare at each other, but now's not a time to be doing so. Think. Tosaka doesn't have her composure. The best thing we can do right now is... We'll go search the first floor. I feel sorry for letting Saber fight by herself, but she should be able to take the servant on by herself.
Saber, サーバントは任せた。一人で戦えるか？
無論です。ではシロは？
トサカと1階に急ぐ。俺一人じゃ危なっかしいだろうが、トサカがいるならなんとかなる。それに魔力感知はトサカしかできない。一緒に行くぞ、トサカ。
ええ、当然よ。言われなくても一人で行くつもりだったわ。
I don't like this. You guys remember what happens when we let Saber fight by herself, right?
Yeah.
Then it's decided. So now...
You are talking about in the first world?
I'm talking about generally. Saber and Shido fighting together is good. Saber or Shido fighting alone tends to have weird results.
I think we all know what happens when Saber fights alone.
Oh, yeah.
何してんのよ。椅子の足なんて折って正気？
武器は必要だろ。俺は強化しかできないんだから、元になる獲物は必要なんだ。
I swing the leg of the chair. It's exactly like the time I got attacked by Tulsaka. I easily succeed at the strengthening magic and also take another leg while I'm at it.
シロ、外に微弱な気配がします。どうやら包囲されたようです。
Surrounded?
包囲されたって。
We know Ryder. She can't surround shit. She's just one person, right?
わかりかねます。ですが、外に出て確認するだけの話です。
そうだな。戦闘を頼めるか。
無論。
Maybe.
あなたの盾となるのが私の使命ですから。
Maybe she can control the students.
Oh, maybe.
No.
But that would be a stretch. They're all on the floor, getting drained. Maybe it's not just one servant here. Who knows? Saber runs out into the hallway. Oh yeah, I remember these guys. Apparently Castor doesn't want to let us go. The instant we go out into the hallway, we found out what's surrounding us. Are those bones? Things made out of inhuman bones are coming in great numbers from the other side of the hallway.
ゴーレム、スカイマの類でしょ。いいからこっち。あいつらはセイバーが引き受けてくれるってば。あんなの何体いようがセイバーの敵じゃない。
Oh look, it is the Fate Apocrypha reference.
Sorry, I was looking at something.
I didn't get it.
That's a joke. That was a joke. I run to the stairs. The sound of Saber destroying the bones echoes behind me. This is bad. If Castor is here, then we're in for a lot more than we asked for. Because Shido and Dean taking care of Ryder, it's a bit of a stretch, but at the same time, you know, it's not completely impossible, right? Like you can kind of see it being done. Now, Shido and Dean versus Ryder versus Castor, with Saber busy trying to fight Castor's Dragon Tooth golems. I don't know. I don't like that.
One moment. Zevlen, you said that you can see Shiro winning against Ryder.
I said you can kind of see Shido and Tosaka winning against Ryder.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't see it, but
well,
I can't. It's.
Well, I mean, with Saber's help,
maybe.
if Castor wasn't around, is what I mean. I mean, I don't guess that Castor needs to be around for these golems to be here, because she does have the ability to use her magic from long distances, but at the same time, it's a pretty strong sign that she is. Last time she used these, when she was attacking the Emiya household, she was there, right? So it's not a good sign either way. I smashed the blocking bone creature with the chair leg in my hand. This is the third one already. It might be because I saw the disaster, but I don't care about confronting these monsters. In other words, my mind is numb. My proper emotions such as hatred, fear, sadness, and cowardice have all frozen up. The only thing filling my head is the desire to get to the first floor. I take the two swords in my hands and swing them like I saw him use them. Archer, the dual wielder. I smash the fourth bone creature. The bone creature that tried to attack Tosaka from the side gets smashed and smacked into a wall. Good, Tosaka isn't hurt at all. I love how she's just in awe of our awesomeness.
Yeah.
Eh, すぐそこ。あそこの教室。
She's so impressed.
Why is Tulsa so scary?
No, she's not scared. She's impressed that we're able to handle all these bone creatures by ourselves.
Oh, okay.
She didn't think probably
sense.
that we should be able to do this in any way. Shido doesn't exactly exude the badass vibes. The place Tosaka points at is about 10 meters ahead. There are a few more bone creatures that followed us down the stairs, but we don't have time to deal with them. I parry the attacking sword with the weapon in my right hand. I attack the defenseless body with the weapon in my left hand. I destroy the 5th bone creature, but there are more of them. There are at least 10 of them in the hallway. I retreat a beat. I retreat a bit. The chair legs in my hands are worn down. Even though I strengthened them, they are originally only stainless steel. I don't know if they'll hold even for one more attack. I'm surprised, but I back up like she tells me to. At that instant, Tosaka jumps out in front of me and throws a jewel at the bone creatures. She fills my vision with pure white. That must have been some sort of release spell. There is no sign of destruction in the hallway, and only the scattered enemies of the bone creatures are there. The scattered remains. Oh my god.
ありがとう。助かったわ。トパーズなんてめったに使わないから用意するのに時間がかかって。正直、エミヤ君がいなかったら数で押されてた。
She lowers her shoulders in relief, but she only does so for an instant and glares at the classroom.
行きましょう。あそこにシンジがいるはずよ。
Let's do it again! It's time to punch Shinji until he cries. Tosaka runs to the classroom. I follow her and step into the red classroom. It is a pure hell here. The air in this classroom cannot be called gas anymore. The vaporized blood dyes the eyes of the beholder like paint. Voices of anguish can be heard from all over. This is the origin of the boundary field, the place where absorption is the strongest. The students lying on the floor are totally different from the students on the fourth floor. The moanings I hear here are just hallucinations. The students have pale faces, and they don't move as if they are dolls made from wax. It reminds me of a mountain of corpses, trash thrown away in a wasteland. Of that fire 10 years ago. Tosaka is staring at the scene, her legs shaking. I hear a chattering sound. It must be to suppress her emotions. Tosaka's teeth chatter as she beholds the scene in horror. She moves her shaking legs and steps forward. Between the desks, there's a living person there. On his butt amongst the fallen students, Mato Shinji is looking up at Tosaka.
Shinji, Hanta.
A stern voice. He must have
It's
reacted.
time to be someone.
Oh yeah, he must have reacted to the voice. Shinji lets out a strange cry and jumps away from Tosaka.
言い訳は聞かないわよ。あんたがやったことの代償はどんなことをしても払わせてやる。
Tosaka goes near Shinji.
違う。僕じゃない。
I just want to make sure.
僕じゃない。
Shinji shakes his head and retreats to the wall.
僕じゃない？よくもそんなことを言えたものね。いいから今すぐ結界を解きなさい。解かないって言うんならその顔吹っ飛ばしてでも。
違う。だから違う。僕じゃない。
Wait, her?
殺したのは僕じゃない。
Holy shit.
This is strange. Shinji is running away from Tosaka, but he's not looking at her. He's looking at the floor, right by our feet. I look down. There are only students that fell unconscious. There isn't anything else. I call out to her and point to the place. A stunned voice. She must have forgotten her anger toward Shinji. The instant she sees the thing on the floor, Tosaka's intent to kill fades away. my breath stops. The thing on the floor is completely dead. The long purple hair, the woman covered in black clothes, the servant that attacked me. Ryder. Tosaka's voice contains no emotion.
だから僕じゃない。僕がやったんじゃない。結界を起こして誰も動かなくなったのに。ライダーは。
The black servant Ryder was killed in one blow. What kind of a weapon was it? And how was she killed? Only one blow against a servant, only aiming for the neck and killing the enemy by ripping the neck apart. I can't even imagine how it was done. It must have caught her by surprise, but the enemy must have been skilled to cut her neck in one blow. We have Araya flashbacks from Kara no Kyokai. No, can I call it cut? It looks like someone put a jack in there and ripped off the meat and bone by crushing it. Ryder disappears from this world, and the red world disappears at the same time. It seems that the boundary field was created by the servant as I thought, but...
Shinji, これをやったのは誰?
Who the fuck do you think? As Tosaka closes in, Shinji slowly retreats towards the hallway.
言ったでしょ? 学校にはもう一人マスターがいるって。その忠告を無視して騒ぎを起こしたあんたの落ち度よ。どうやらサーバントを見殺しにして生き残ったみたいだけど、相手の顔を見たんなら次はあんたの番よ。
そんなことあるもんか。僕にはもうサーバントはいないんだ。マスターじゃないんだから。狙われるのはお前たちだけだろ。
そうね。まあ確かにその通りか。あんたにまだ霊樹が残っていようと放っておいても害はないもの。うろちょろして見苦しいかもしれないけど、ハムシじゃ人間は殺せないし。そうね。あんた次第でここで息の根を止めるのは待ってあげる。
ハムシ。
Shinji, I wouldn't go around challenging Tosaka in a time like this.
害虫に例えなかっただけでもありがたく思いなさい。マトウシンジは魔術師でもなければマスターにもふさわしくないから人畜無害だって言ってやったのよ。で、見たんなら答えなさいよ。今のあんたなんてその程度の価値しかないんだから。
Shinji retreats, being pushed by Tosaka's pressure. I don't know if Tosaka's serious or just threatening, but she's seriously angry. She has lost her calmness after seeing the tragic scene here.
さあ、あんたのサーバントを仕留めたのはどんなサーバントだったのよ、シンジ。
知るもんか、マヌケ。怯えるのはお前たちの方だぞ。
You useless fuck, tell us already.
狙われるのはお前たちなんだからな。
この
Shinji runs out into the hallway and Tosaka starts to go after him. But Tosaka stops as if she realizes something. No, that's wrong. It's not that she noticed something, she's just watching the students on the floor and biting her lips in vexation. Her face is that of Tosaka Rin, but her knees are shaking and her eyes are wavering as if they're about to cry. I don't know if she's filled with sorrow or vexation, but that tells me she is firm, she can do everything, and she's a mature magus, but she's just a girl of her age on the inside.
大丈夫だ、トサカ。みんなまだ息はある。まだ終わったわけじゃない。
息があるって。
ああ、辛いだろうけど、よく見てみろ。みんなちゃんと生きてる。結界もなくなったし、あとはすぐに助けを呼ぶだけだ。で、この場合は救急車か、それとも違うところか。魔術による傷なら教会に連絡を入れるべきなのか。
I ask her in a calm voice. That must have gotten back her reasoning as she slaps her own face with both her hands.
連絡するのは教会でいいわ。きれいに状況を説明すれば、後の手配は全部やってくれる。
よし。
At least Kirei can do that.
What?
But I don't like him.
Yeah. Nodding, Tulsaka runs out into the hallway. She must be heading to the office. There's a phone there, so she should be able to make a call right away. We finish contacting the church and go outside. It'd be troublesome for us if we were the only ones unharmed, so Kotomine ordered us to pretend that we weren't here today.
じゃあセバ、相手はキャスターだったのか。
はい。ゴーレムを操っていたのはキャスターのサーバントでした。校舎に潜んだキャスターを倒しはしましたが、あれは影に過ぎないのでしょう。
That says something about the school, doesn't it? Someone must have at least been here and investigated it decently enough to feel that the boundary circle, that the boundary field had been set up, so that Castor could deal with it, right? I mean, it's not like she's getting out of Ryudo Temple, so it must be either some cooperation that's going on, maybe she sent over assassin, or perhaps her master is the person that's missing.
Her master can be on the school, like Tosak said.
Yeah. So it means Castor was controlling those bone creatures from the Ryudo Temple. Then Castor was the one who attacked Shinji's servant.
ここにいる4人目のマスターはキャスターのマスターってことだな。
Precisely.
あいつのことだ。マスターでレンジを使ってライダーを罠にはめたってこともある。
そうでしょうね。シローの話では、ライダーは一撃で首を切られている。何らかの理由で動きを封じられ、無抵抗なまま倒されたとしか思えない。
厄介だな。でもまあ、何せよキャスターのマスターが学校にいるってことは分かったんだ。
I turned to Tosaka for confirmation. She only stares back at me silently. Since we left the classroom, Tosaka's only been looking at me as if she wants to say something.
大阪、言いたいことがあるなら言えって。お前に黙ってられると、なんか背中がムズムズする。
In fear of not knowing when I'll get hit from behind. Tosaka stares at me for a while and with a serious face.
エミヤ君冷静なのね。意外だった。
Says this.
冷静じゃないぞ。俺だって目の前が真っ赤になった。怒りで我を忘れたのは
それでもみんなの傷を把握してたじゃない。私にはできなかったけど。
そんなことか。別に大したことじゃない。死体は見慣れてるから判断がついただけだ。
You know, this scene, it really puts into perspective just how fucked up Shido's become, right? Like we saw him go to some like really bad extremes of his trauma, especially towards the tail end of the last route, but this is serious. Like he just saw numerous amounts of people his age, you know, his school, his friends maybe, and colleagues and teachers getting melted into the floor, and he's just
reacted to it.
Yeah, he can just get over it super quick and start thinking rationally. Like I was thinking about this the other day, and I think I read, I don't know if it was in on Discord or on Reddit, this guy talking about how Shido's the first thing he did after he got back to life, when he was revived by Tosaka at the beginning of the route of the game, was he picked up a mop and cleaned the blood from the floor and disposed of the trash. Right? Like
Was that the first thing that he did?
That was the first thing he did. Was he got up, cleaned the floor, threw some trash away, and went home. Right? Like Shido's not doing too good. I think it's
his mental state is not the best one.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a shame, really. It's some heavy stuff. His trauma really fucked him up real bad.
死体は見慣れてる?
We walk away while we talk. This place will get rowdy once the ambulances arrive. We'll go to the back gate, through the woods, and get out of the school from there. And I think because we've been in Shido's head so long, we don't notice how bad it is that he's gotten this way. And so it's interesting when we pair up with Tosaka, who's just a normal person, right? Her only experience with death is her dad, which passed away, which is a pretty normal overall thing to do, differently from Saber, who kills and has been killed before, right? It's only when we're placed with Tosaka that we can get some actual perspective, some contrast on how bad Shido's mental state is, especially regarding this kind of thing.
We can see a perspective of how a normal human would react to it.
Exactly. We can very clearly see that Shido's whole perspective on everything is just really wrong. It's an interesting thing. I don't know.
Maybe he blames himself.
Oh, he definitely does. Remember the end of the Fate route? He does. He didn't deserve to live.
I said it like that because we are in the beginning of these routes and we are making a video for it.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
And I thought about the people who watch it, who
watch this first.
I don't know if I have to make it, but sometimes I try to be like to make some questions that I know the answer.
Yeah, that's definitely helpful. I assume to the audience that maybe isn't making the connections, and I think this is an important thing that we're doing. That's why I try to really bring out the connections myself when I'm narrating. It's good. I don't know. I just think it's great that Nasu is using these opportunities in changing how he frames the story and what characters are interacting with Shido to really bring out some more nuance and how his psychology is displayed to the reader. That's great. There's a lot of little details in Fate Stay Night.
This shows that Nasu is a good writer.
Oh, definitely. As we make our way to the back gate, we run into the late arriving guy. Top-notch pros there, Miramoon.
決まっているだろう。主の意地を察して駆けつけたのだ。もっとも遅すぎたようだがな。
もう済んじまったわよ。あんたがのんびりしてる間に何が起きたのか一から聞かせてやるからそこに直れっていうの。
どうやら最悪のまで到着してしまったか。
The two argue, leaving us aside. Well, it's just that Tosaka's yelling at Archer while he's just calmly brushing it off.
やはり仲がいいのですね、あの二人は。リンが怒っているのはアーチャーを信頼していた裏返しですし、
Thank you,
それを黙
computer
って聞い
woman.
ているアーチャーもリンに申し訳がないからでしょう。
言いたいことはわかるけど、どうしてそれをいちいち俺に言うんだ、セイバー。
いいえ、シローが難しい顔をしていたものですから。
I don't know what's so funny, but Saber's smiling meaningfully. I like it even less. Well, Shido is famously not very good at this whole social thing either, so.
それで今回の件は分けということにしておこう。で、結局脱落したのはどのサーバントだ
Daida. Archer's expression changes. His usual ironic composure disappears, and he looks like a cold warrior now.
消えたのはライダーのサーバントだ。状況はわからないが、キャスターにやられたんだろう。
キャスターに？では、キャスターはどうなった？よもや無事というわけではなかろう。
Well, it looks like she wasn't actually
それ
here,
もわからない。
right? Because Saber said it
ライ
was
ダー
only
は
her
一撃で
shadow.
倒されていたから、キャスターは無傷だと。
So maybe her master killed Ryder? That'd be pretty crazy, though. Like, for a master to have that amount of strength, that'd be pretty fucked up. I say so representing the three of us. Then,
Maybe it's not the strength. Maybe he has some true magic.
yeah, maybe he does have some strong magic. I mean, Castor doesn't have magic resistance, right? So some good magic would be able to knock her out pretty good.
勝ち抜ける器ではないと思ったが、よもやただの一撃で倒されるとは。まったく敵と相打つぐらいの気迫は見せろというのだ。
He goes back to his usual manner and insults the now gone rider.
アーチャー、ライダーはマスターを守って死んだ。ふぬけなどとあなたに言う資格はない。
Man, making fun of dead people is a low blow, man. It's not that hard.
ふぬけはふぬけ
A
だろ。
fool's a fool. Holy
英
shit.
雄を名乗るのなら最低限一人は殺さなければ面目が立つまい。それができぬのならせめて命がけで相打ちを狙えというのだ。
I don't like this black priest.
Yeah, he's a
勝手な
fucker.
ことを。それができぬ状態だったからこそ。
Well, Archer can't say anything either because he hasn't killed
そ
anyone
の
yet.
散りざまを罵るとは、貴様こそ英雄を名乗るものか。
He couldn't even kill Shiro.
Couldn't even kill Shido, exactly. Or
And he's
assassin,
supposed-
presumably.
And he's supposed to be resting if Saber hit him
Oh yeah.
in the first episode. Oh, in the first episode, no. It's in the beginning. In the beginning.
Yeah, if Saber did hit him, he'd be completely fucked for the rest of the show. So.
Yeah.
どのような理由であれ、無様に敗れたことに変わりはあるまい。
Ah, blush.
I think it's kind of funny the Archer face.
Oh yeah. He's so fucking smug.
確かに
Yeah, screw
英
this
雄
guy.
であるからというのは失言だったな。英雄であろうがなかろうが弱ければ死ぬだけだ。
Motherfucker read Nietzsche once and thinks he's hot shit. Feels like the guy that reads he feels like the guy that reads Zarathustra once and he says, "You know what? This Ubermensch guy sounds just like me."
この戦いにふさわしくない英雄とやらは早々に消えればいい。
よく言った。ならば私と戦う。
Oh,
Holy
let's
shit.
go.
You're dead,
お
Archer.
前とこれは驚いたな。何が勘に触
Oh,
ったかは知
fuck
らん
you,
が、
Archer. You almost
協力
killed
関係に
me.
ある者に戦いを挑むとは。だが残念。私はお前たちと戦うなと令状を下されている。今挑まれてはライダーと同じく無抵抗で倒されるだけだが、そんな相手と戦うのが
Okay, real
君の
Fury
指導
moment.
なのか。
I feel like Urabuchi only read this scene between Saber and Archer before writing Zero. That's my 2 cents.
Why you say that?
Because she is going on about Ryder's ultimate honor in protecting her master, and then Archer is challenging her way of the night that prohibits her from fighting him as an unarmed opponent and whatever. I feel like Urabuchi only saw this scene and it's like, yes, Saber is very definitely into honor and knighthood and shit. That is all she does.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The two glare at each other without a
あ
word.
ーちゃん、そこまでよ。
Tolsoka's quiet voice puts a stop to it.
セイバーと喧嘩してる場合じゃないでしょ。ライダーは消えて、マスターも一人脱落した。けど、学校にはあと一人、正体不明のマスターが潜んでいることは間
There
違い
must
ない
be. There must be someone that could have felt the boundary field.
私とエミヤ君の協力条件は、学校に潜むマスターを倒すまでよ。それとも何？あなた、今度はセイバーと戦うな、なんて令状を使わせたいの？
Can't do that, Tosaka.
そうだな。セイバー殿があまりにも王道ゆえ、からかいに興が乗ってしまった。すまんな、セイバー。私と戦うのは
What the fuck is wrong with Archer, man? This. Why is he such an asshole?
いいえ、
Who wants to die?
私も大人げがなかったようです。リンに免じて、今の発言は聞き流します。
Saber takes a step back while glaring at Archer and stands by my side. Tosaka moves Archer back as well.
まあ、話は今の通りよ。私たちの協力関係はまだ続いている。今日はもう無理だろうけど、明日になれば学校でキャスターのマスターを探すことだってできるわ。 つまりは現状維持ってわけだけど、エミヤ君はそれでいい？
ああ、そのつもりだ。それで今日はこれからどうするんだ？
そんなわけないでしょう。アーチャーの話じゃ竜道寺に行くのは自殺行為だって話だし、キャスターを倒すんならマスターを探すのが先決よ。幸か不幸か、キャスターのマスターは毎日学校に来てる。こっちからつついて警戒されるより、今はそれを続けさせた方がいいわ。
I tried to think how she came to that conclusion. Tosaka knew that there is a master at our school. That must be because there's someone there with magical energy other than Shinji. Since Castor appeared, it must mean the master at our school is Castor's master. Additionally, Castor's master is coming to school every day for some reason. It means he or she is coming to school every day defenselessly, rather than staying at the Ryudo Temple under Castor's protection.
つまり誰がマスターなのか確かめた後、竜道寺に戻る前に襲おうって腹か。
そういうこと。どうもね、キャスターのマスターは私とエミヤ君がマスターだって知らないと思うのよ。だって知ってたら学校になんか来ないでしょ。
それはそうだ。じゃあキャスターのマスターはシンジがマスターだってことも知らなかったのかな。
説明はつかないけど、その可能性は高いわ。あれだけ魔術に長けたサーバントを連れておいて、そんな間の抜けた話はないと思うんだけど。
Yeah, even I, who has no knowledge as a master, got this far thanks to Saber. If you have a servant like Castor, I'm sure you wouldn't do something as dangerous as going outside.
それは違う。前提を間違えているんだ、リン。
アーチャー？
キャスターのマスターに自由意志はあるまい。いや、自由意志があるつもりでいて、やはりキャスターに操られているのだろう。あの女は人の下につくものではない。マスターなど最初の一手で排除し、
I mean,
都合のいいように扱うだけだ。
That would make sense, right? Because then she does that with Assassin. And I would be hard-pressed to believe that any, like, serious master would be okay with his servant just having a servant, right? I don't know, I feel like that's kind of weird.
I don't think so. I think it's a good theory by Archer, but about the servant having a servant, I don't think this is bad for the master because he basically can command two servants.
Is that so when we have someone that feels as autonomous as Castor, though? Like, she has plenty of magical energy. If she didn't like him, she could just oust him, right? Which we know she did in the first one.
That's true. That's true.
On the other hand...
Okay.
I mean, it's a strong...
We have two theories. We have two theories,
yeah, I suppose. I don't know, it's interesting.
Yeah.
キャスターのマスターは傀儡だっていうの？キャスターに騙されているか、自分がマスターだって忘れさせられてるとか？
なるほど。本人が意識していないというのは面白いな。本来サーバントはマスターには手出しができない。マスターを殺害すれば自分が存在できなくなる。逆にマスターには霊樹がある。サーバントが逆らえば最悪マスターはサーバントを殺すことができる。となるとマスターは排除するより騙す方が安全だ。
That's pretty reasonable, yeah. Tosaka ponders, but I'm not convinced.
キャスターはあれだけの悪事を働いてるだろう。
That's what I was gonna say. That maybe Castor's master wouldn't be okay with her getting all her magical energy from hurting a bunch of innocents, right? So by controlling her master, she gets the free ticket to do whatever she wants to the people of Fuyuki.
Okay.
サーバントが強ければ強いほどマスターだって警戒心を持つんじゃないか。
Maybe her master is a bad person. That's also bad.
That is a possibility again, but we're running out of the assumption that she has to control her master, right? If we run off of that premise, then that could be an explanation for it.
Oi, なんだって俺を見て言うんだよ。
何？ここに前例があるからな。キャスターのマスターが間の抜けた人間という可能性とってゼロではない。
That's an insult, but it is true.
なるほど。確かにあなたの言い分に。
Hey, why are you agreeing, Saber?
オッケー、わかったわ。キャスターのマスターがどんなやつであれ、とにかく明日も学校に来る可能性は高いでしょ。私たちは引き続き学校の調査で、キャスターのマスターを発見次第襲撃で。
まあそれが妥当な線だけど、どうやって探せばいいんだ。
それは今日の宿題。各自家に帰って考えること。どのみちエミヤ君とセイバーは疲れてるでしょ。ここで無理して倒れられても困るし、今日はここで解散しましょう。
いや、そこまで疲れてるわけじゃない。まだこんな時間だし、今からでも。遠坂、
いいから言う通りにしなさい。どのみち今日は学校に入れないし、手がかりもゼロでしょ。ここにいても仕方がないし、何よりアーチャーの様子が変だって気づいてないの？昨日の今日でエミヤ君と顔合わせなんてしたらまとまるものもまとまらないじゃない。
Tosaka's 100% right. This is definitely a bad idea.
帰る、おとなしく帰るから。その
Don't whisper to me from such a close range.
じゃあまた明日ね。もうないだろうけど夜は気をつけなさいよ。またキャスターなんかに連れ出されたりしたらそれこそ承知しないから。
わかったから帰る。
There's a very simple solution to this. Know what it is? You sleep in the same room as Saber. Oh my god! If she wakes up with you waking up and getting controlled into going into Ryudo Temple, she can just stop you.
And you got a wife to live with you.
It's almost like that was the plan all along. Tosaka jumps away from me. No, but this is totally weird, right? Do you guys agree? Like, Saber could feel Shiro's... When Shiro's in danger, she can feel it almost instantly, and she gets to places very fast.
Not necessary, depending on the danger. Don't you remember that she said in the beginning?
Only mortal danger, I suppose, but... On the other hand, I don't know. I feel like if Archer knew that Rina's in trouble enough to be able to come, right?
Okay.
Then
I think
why would he
Archer
take
has
his sweet ass time?
Yeah.
And it's not like he needs to physically be there to fight. Like, he can look with extreme precision from hundreds of kilometers away. Like, he could shoot an arrow straight into Castor from a different city, probably.
Yeah.
Like,
he shoot a bow from hundreds of meters.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is, I mean, in addition to his weird behavior last night and his promptness to disagree and disobey Tosaka, some weird's going on with Archer, man. I don't know. I don't like it.
やはりそうきたか。どうもな。凛にしては口汚さが足りないと思っていた。
あんたね、ほんと一度とことん白黒つけないとダメなわけ？
Archer and Tosaka leave arguing.
俺たちも帰ろうか。確かに少し疲れたし。
いいですね。その意見には賛成です、シロ。
We leave the woods quietly so we won't be seen by anyone. Yeah. I'll put myself together, go shopping in the shopping district, make a big dinner, and take a rest. We'll talk about Castor and her master after that. There you go. Tosaka calls me after dinner. I guess there wasn't as much damage as we thought there would be at school. It must be because the one who set up the boundary field rider died quickly. Here the students that were in the same classroom as Ryder needed to stay in the hospital for a long time, but most students just have anemia. School's not going to close down, and we'll be having classes like normal tomorrow, which is a distinct difference from the Fate route if I don't misremember, right? Last time a lot of people had to go to the hospital and school activities kind of shut down.
That's alright. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
シロ、
Which
リンは何と言って
is
きた
good
の
for
ですか？
us because we will get some extra contact with Caster's master, hopefully, which will at least tell us who it is and how to proceed.
明日も学校に行ってキャスターのマスターを探すことになる。
そうですか。では、あの建物にいた人々に大事はなかったのですね。
一部を除いてはな。あ、藤根が帰ってこないのは職員会議か何かで
Hey, good.
忙しいからだと思う。
Another good thing is that Fujine didn't get seriously injured or kicked by Shinji this time, which is good.
That's good.
それは
Another good thing.
大変なことですから、明日の朝には何事もなく食卓に座っているでしょう。
Another good thing is that Shiro is in a house alone with two waifus.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a relief for me as well. Though we don't know what happened with Sakura, so maybe she's just at the Mato house and didn't go to school that day. So.
Yeah.
Well, since her
Maybe
energy.
the church. Sorry.
Or yeah. Well, since her energy is extraordinary, I stopped worrying about her when I heard everyone's all right.
ではシロ、先ほどの話の続きですが。
She leans over the table with a serious face.
やっぱり諦めてなかったのか。
当然です。昨夜のような失態を繰り返さないために。
Exactly.
私はシロの部屋で眠ります。それに文句はありませんね。
I like this idea.
I do have complaints. Having Saber sleep in the same room as me is like telling me to die.
シロ、元はといえば、あれほど離れた場所からの遠隔催眠にかか
I
るあ
think
なた
it's
が悪い。
telling the opposite, Shiro.
私ではキャスターの魔術からシロを守ることはできないのですから、せめて同じ部屋にいるのは当然でしょう。
Exactly. You place her like perpendicular to his own bed, so that when he gets up, if he's like hypnotized, he has to walk towards the door, and he trips over Saber, which is going to slow him down and wake her up, and then everything's gonna be great, right? It's an infallible plan.
魔術の感知は近ければ近いほどいい。キャスターがシロを狙うのなら、私とて離れて眠るなどできません。
いや、それは全くもって正論なんだが。
I think that Caster won't use the same strategy since she failed once. She didn't fail, right? Like, she succeeded. We got there, she was extracting the command spell. It's not that she failed, is that Archer showed up, which was completely unrelated, right? It's not like he was going there to save us or anything.
We almost died.
I think so, but if I say that to Saber right now...
甘い。先ほどのデザート、白玉あんみつチョコまんじゅう並みに甘い。そのような考えだからこそ、キャスターなどという土下座にたぶらかされた挙句、アーチャーのような少年のねじれ曲がった野郎に罵倒されるのです。
It's so funny. Yeah.
I bet you would object like that.
聞いているのですか、シロ。私が女性だからなどという言い訳は聞きません。今夜からシロの部屋で睡眠をとりますから、夜な夜な土蔵などに逃げ出さぬように。
Just one sec. We're back. Saber glares at me and makes her declaration. Yeah, so she even anticipated that I was going to run away to the shed. I'll hold my ground and try to get her to agree on a compromise.
わかった。セイバーにはすぐ近くで眠ってもらう。
ようやく承知しましたか。ええ、マスターとしてそれが当然の選択です。
けど何も同じ部屋ってわけじゃないぞ。俺の部屋、隣に空き部屋があるの知ってるだろ。襖で締め切った向こう。
ええ、知っていますが。
その寝込みを守るってならあそこで十分だろう。いや、そもそも同じ部屋で寝てたら敵だって入ってこない。むしろすぐ隣でセイバーが待機しててくれた方が That
is the worst. That is absolutely the worst argument you could ever make for this arrangement. So you know what? If you stay next to me, I won't get attacked. You know what's better than not getting attacked? Getting attacked, but then having the jump on the enemy. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, I think this sounds pretty logical.
それで十分だろう、セイバー。正直、あの狭い部屋で2人っていうのも無理がある。物理的に眠れない。サーバントとしてマスターを寝不足にするのはマイナスだと思うんだが。
That's some fucked up logic, man.
今夜はやけに弁が立ちますね、シロ。わかりました。多少言い訳じみたものを感じますが、
It really is. It's a very bad one,
その案に
too.
手を打ちます。
Good. Man, being a master is hard enough. If I sleep in the same room as Saber on top of that, I bet my brain will overheat. And the chaotic day comes to an end. It's becoming more like a habit now, as I trained with Saber until 11 and spent an hour doing my routine in the shed. I get back to my room when the date changes. I hear Saber's breathing from the next room. My heart jumps at that, but I try to calm down as I get into the futon. I close my eyes, shake off any wicked thoughts, and tell myself to go to sleep as fast as I can. I try not to be conscious of Saber and recall what happened today. The red school, the boundary field of blood that would have created lots of victims if we hadn't stopped it. That causes my restless mind to stop. The students on the floor on the red classroom. She was desperately bearing all of it right on the floor, and the students that looked like they were dead. Oh, I remember now. At that instant, I figured out the deep part of her. She acted as a magus, but she never crossed the final line. She's firm, strong-willed, and magnificent, but she's outrageously good-natured. That difference must have been her burden. How clumsy of her. The more she tries to act as a magus, the more she kills her true self as Tosakarin. I sigh and pull the blanket over my head. Well, I guess there's something wrong with me, for thinking that I want to be a support for such a perfect girl. February 7th, interval level 1. Do you guys want to keep on going, or do we call it quits? I'm good either way.
I don't know.
I prefer ending here.
Yes, I can hear you well. So ending here. Do we have 2 for ending here?
Yep.
Okay.
Whatever for me. I'm a little bit sleepy, but I can.
Would you mind going into to the end of the first scene of the next day, Mapo?
No.
Okay, so we
can do it.
Yeah, let's just do that, and then we'll call it quits. And do all the good stuff. I see a dream. I see a memory that I cannot reach through a small connected circuit. For what did he fight? And for what did he keep running? He never told anyone about his motives. Everyone around him saw him either as obstinate or as a weird person. And on top of it all, he didn't talk much, so I bet he was thought to be ruthless. His intentions were not known. At the very least, nobody knew about them. He never talked about his intentions, even after he became a hero and was burdened with many things. That's why he appeared suspicious to the people around him. It's because nobody knows his intentions. He conveniently saves people in danger, but nobody knows why he's doing what he does. See, it's inevitable that people would feel uneasy about him. He should have had a reason. Greed, pride, selfishness, lust, vengeance, or devotion. Simple reasons like those which are easy to understand. If he'd had any of them, such an end should not have awaited him. His reward for success was always betrayal. The things he picked up sifted through his fingers like grains of sand. He got used to it. He got used to it like an idiot. From the very beginning, his reward was not what he received from the people he saved, but the pure action of saving someone. The repetition of it makes me so mad that I want to punch him, and it also makes me want to cry. The reason he was called a hero, his intention was never revealed to anyone. Nobody around him knew, and he, the only one who had to know, eventually forgot about it himself. That is why I shed tears in spite of myself, to the miracle that in the long, long path between the start and the goal, where that is right or wrong is not definite, he never strayed from his original goal. And the end comes. An excellent savior is only trouble for everyone except the one he saves. He knew his limits and the vastness of the world. He accepts what can be saved and what cannot be saved. That is why he at least wanted people within his sight to be happy. Many scorned it as hypocrisy and as a blind idealism. There were more enemies than allies, and he died at their hands. So this is not a place in this world. This place is at the end of him. The illusion that he saw on the verge of his death, the only pride he had within himself. The hero that used this scenery as his weapon falls into his own darkness in the end. The hill of swords that he reached, his battle ends atop this hill surrounded by rusted steel without a wielder. He is still alone, but he thinks there is nothing to regret if he was able to save everyone that appeared within his sight. And he smiles in satisfaction, lets go of the sword, and crumples down. That's why he never had any regrets. His objective was already accomplished long ago. From the start, he ran with his utmost effort, not for himself, but for strangers who shouldn't have meant anything to him. And we draw that to a close. I think that's a good way to end the episode.
Yeah, let's end with that.
You know, I think it's interesting, that segment there. We're not entirely sure who it refers to yet, but it kind of sounds like Saber, doesn't it? A hero that fights mindlessly and for everybody else without any sort of selfish reason. That because of their unbridled heroism and utilitarian perspective of some people having to lose for the many to win, gets betrayed in the end and dies on top of a hill of blades, and kind of has to reflect on the choices they made and kind of still chooses to go on even if that decision might not be the best, right? It's kind of interesting. There's the parallels there.
Yeah.
Do you have any other comments on what happened today?
No, aside from Ring being the best girl, no.
I don't have much to say. What I had to say, it was about the short development, about how he sees the world. I know that we saw it, but we had a discussion about it, and I thought that it was good.
That bit that we had on Shiro's psychology, right?
Yeah.
And how he's kind of been broken by what happened to him. I think it's always great when that happens in the novel, and a lot of it takes having read what came before to really appreciate. I feel like that's one of the things that gets lost when you watch only the anime, because you don't have the perspective from the Fate route to compare to later perspectives on Shiro, right? So things like this don't really hit as hard because you've known him for less of a time, and you've been stuck in his perspective for less time as well. So when it hits you, it doesn't hit quite as hard.
Yeah. I'm feeling that I understand more about fate now. Like, I can comprehend some things better than before.
Yeah. And I feel like already, even though we're not that far into Bladeworks, the differences between some characters in the book and in the show are already kind of becoming a little more apparent. I think Dean's characterization is very different in the book than it is from the show. To give a concrete example.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to say that it's going to keep going in this kind of general direction as we go on.
Archer is not different, but I can see more of him and like what he's thinking, what he's doing.
Well, he has.
I don't
more.
know. I have. It has more attention in the visual novel. Of course, it has more time, whatever. But
yeah,
I can see better.
That's what I was gonna say. He has a little bit more screen time, and we get a little bit more of Shiro trying to reason out what Archer's thinking through the monologue, right? So
yeah,
we have a little bit more. We know to focus more on Archer.
And that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I don't know. I like the contrast between Archer and Shiro.
I like it too.
They're very interesting people. I don't know. I love how Bladeworks is. It feels so different from the Fate route, right? Like we're only like 7 days in, but the way the atmosphere is so different.
Yeah, I want to see the Hemisphere, Atmosphere.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be way different from both of them. But yeah, that was great. We'll see each other again. Hopefully, I don't know about next week. I think next week, next Saturday maybe, but not next Friday at all. But yeah.
We will meet again if we are fated to do so.
Indeed. We will, if we are fated to do so, we shall once again stay the night reading the book.
Holy shit, that was good.
That was great. I had to really apply myself there. That was intense. So I'll cut it off.